U.S. President Barack Obama condemned it as barbaric, his vice president blasting it as a despicable crime. 2 men held captive by Al-Qaida in Yemen killed during a failed rescue attempt. CCTV's Nathan King is following our story in the D.C. newsroom. Nathan, both men actually died from wounds suffered during a raid led by U.S. Special Forces. What more do we know tonight?
Yes, Susan, this was actually the second rescue attempt in 2 weeks and carried out with haste, according to U.S. authorities, as they believe Luke Summers was in imminent danger of being killed. This latest rescue attempt followed the release of a video online Thursday in which Al-Qaida in the Arabian Peninsula threatened to kill Luke Summers within 72 hours. Summers made a statement in that video.
My name is Luke Summers. I'm 33 years old. I was born in England, but I carry American citizenship and have lived in America for most of my life. It's now been well over a year since I was kidnapped in Sana'a.
The raid, according to reports, happened in the southern Shabwa province of Yemen and involved 40 U.S. Special Forces with Yemeni support. The mission was said to get within 100 meters of the compound before soldiers were spotted. A firefight ensued in which both the hostages were fatally wounded. U.S. President Barack Obama, who personally ordered the rescue, issued a statement in response to the failed mission, saying, "As this and previous hostage rescue operations demonstrate, the United States will spare no effort to use all of its military, intelligence and diplomatic capabilities to bring Americans home." As for the other hostage, South African Pierre Korkie, the African charity Gift of the Givers says he was actually expected to be released Sunday following its involvement in negotiations. Reports indicated Al-Qaida had demanded $3 million in ransom.
It was really shocking, especially since last week I told Yolandi, which is Pierre's wife, that we will have Pierre home for Christmas. So can you imagine the devastation for the lady emotionally and psychologically to get a call just after this morning when I told her it's near the end, it's almost over. And then we get the message, not almost over in terms of Pierre's going to be killed, but Pierre's going to be home alive. And now you have to accept the fact that he's gone.
Pierre Korkie's wife, Yolande, was herself kidnapped along with her husband in May last year. She was released in January, and here we can hear her recently making a personal appeal to the kidnappers to also release her husband.
If we could send him one message, it would be, "You are deeply loved, Pierre, and we are so proud of you. Hold on. Hold on. My beloved."
Yeah, heartbreaking. And according to U.S. President Barack Obama's statement, he gave the go-ahead for the mission because of information that indicated that Luke Summers' life was in imminent danger. Remember, this is the second rescue attempt involving U.S. Special Forces in 2 weeks, as we said before. The one in late November freed 6 Yemenis, a Saudi, an Ethiopian hostage, but Luke Summers and 4 other captives had actually been moved. Remember, too, that there was a rescue attempt by U.S. forces in Syria in the summer to try and retrieve U.S. journalist James Foley and others captured there. It also failed, and as we know, Foley and others have since been beheaded by ISIL.
Absolutely. It's just so heart-sickening, Nathan.
Yeah.
But this comes as U.S. is conducting a review on how it handles the hostage situations.
Yeah, there's a widespread review after the beheadings, obviously, in Syria and failed attempts like this about how agencies can work together to better manage the hostage process going forward. But as we see with these 2 cases, one with a rescue and the South African potentially being ransomed, the US is still against ransom and would much more readily intervene. But did that, the big question mark, mean that the South African could not be set free as well? So there's so many question marks still up in the air, and of course every situation is different, and when it ends like this, very heartbreaking indeed, Susan.
Alrighty, Nathan King, thank you for the update, reporting live from the newsroom.